I'm so happy you guys are here with me. Can you see how excited I am? Oh, thank you. Good morning. Did you register? Maybe your name's here. Could you check it out, please? Thank you. Oh. If you need more seats, let me know. It's good to always have a backup plan. You have paper. All right. Does someone need an extra pen? I brought everything in my house. Oh, thank you, ladies. You're amazing. Oh. Good morning, everyone. Again. Woo-hoo. See, technology will be our friend today.
We did not. Thank you.
No. Oh!
I thought this was
Come on. Okay, all right. So, as you can tell from my accent, I am from, who can someone guess that? Ghana. Ghana, oh my goodness! So the funny thing is, I've been here for the past decade, right? So when I call my family back home, they're like, you sound American. I said, I don't think so. And then we were colonized, and Ghana were colonized by the British, right? So when I have cousins and family in Britain, they're like, some people say, oh, you have a British accent. I'm like, no, this one is mine. It's Haitian's accent. And it's all mushed together. So just to get that out of the way. So if I say something and you do not understand or it's hard, just say, lady, please enunciate. That's what my husband says. Okay, so I want to say thank you again, everyone. I'm so grateful for you waking up in the morning and coming to hear what I have to share with you. So I have this to show us. As I gave you the papers to check what stress is to you, I also brought this beautiful thing. This beautiful thing. What is this?
stress ball.
It's a stress ball. But let's take the stress out of it and just say ball. Can someone say ball?
Ball.
Okay, there are different types of balls, right? What are some of the balls that your kids or you have played with before? Football, ping pong ball, okay. So, if there was no air in it, do you think it will bounce? No. So I just wanted us to take the negativity out of the word of stress, okay? For us to bounce in life, we will need some type of oomph, okay? For someone to rise up and do something, their heart must be ready to do the job, right? You need it. So it's not always a negative thing. It is not always. But however, we don't need to stay there forever. We need to get out of it, go repair, rejuvenate, and come back, do the job. As I'm standing here, you think I'm so relaxed? I am using my arm to bounce and get this thing going, okay? All right, so take just a few minutes and circle the survey I gave you so we can move on. So today we'll definitely be talking about stress. Yes, stress. I've already started. We need the stress. Stress can be good, and stress overdoing it can be bad, okay? So I did a survey. I came to the library one day when I was writing my book. So I came and I said, hey, excuse I need my stress to help me to do my job. Without my stress, I cannot do it. And I said, yes, thank you. You are the only one who is telling me that you need your stress to be able to function. And I thank you for being truthful. And I said, so how do you distress? He said, I've never ever thought about that because I'm always in work mode. I need to provide. I need to do A, B, C. I said, well, do you want to survive your success or you want to be gone before you see the fruit of your labor, right? Or is this where you're going to tell your little child that, hey, just go to the best schools, do whatever you want, and every day be on antidepressants, every day be popping pills? He was frozen, like I was just giving him the truth. And he was like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. I said, well, we have to live in harmony, in balance. We don't have to always go, 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 go. That is why I came up with this Breathe With Me, a guide to finding peace in the storms of life. So as you know, there are, I'm sure, oh, thank God you guys have been on this earth before I arrived. So you know all the different types of stresses that there can be, right? Having an acute stress like what I'm having right now, it's okay. Driving in the parking lot or on the streets and having that, oh, hurry up, you're going 20 miles per hour, it's 40, right? So why don't you just move? At that moment, you are having an acute stress. But let's talk about the guy who drives the truck from here to the end of the country. Having this kind of acute stress 24 hours, 365 days. It is not healthy for them anymore. It would move from acute and then it will become chronic for them. And at that point, I cannot help. I'm just helping with prevention. Let's do something before it actually becomes chronic. Because when it becomes chronic, you will now have to go into your copay and into your pocket and go to your health provider, right? And copays are getting a little expensive. So this is the poll that I asked you to take. So just so you know where you are, and then I'll collect them and I'll send you your results, okay? The results will be fun. Hello, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. I'll get more seats. Give me a minute, let me grab more seats, okay? Thank you, everybody. Getting things done. Who knows someone who has that problem? Okay. I know it's not me. It's none of us in here. So let us just put it away, okay? Someone, do you know anyone who has tremors or twitches and shaking like public speaking? Some people just can't stand it. If you know anyone like that, just raise your hand. Good. Okay, and the other one says, I worry about situations where I could make a fool of myself, or especially in the job when you are at work. You have the answers in your head, but you feel like, no, or even little children for teachers. Some of these kids are very smart, but they feel intimidated. They don't even want to raise their hands or say the wrong thing for us to correct you, right? So, yeah. So if you filled it out, thank you so much. As I mentioned, I'll send you the results. I kept them here, but I want us to move on because so when you go onto www.stress.org, it categorizes the different types, the symptoms and signs of stresses that we are not even aware of, okay? It can be grouped into physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, cognitive symptoms, or behavioral symptoms. So examples include frequent headaches. People have headaches all the time, and we are so accustomed to just going into our med closet. If I should check ladies' bags, I'm not checking, but I'm sure there is an ibuprofen, there is an Advil, there is a pick-me-up. I just have to have it. Like, we are so ready to even have it before we know what to prevent it with, right? So these are little things that you have to go like, wow, what is it? What is the root cause? What is giving me this headache right now that I'm sitting here? Others grind their teeth even when they're sleeping or they are awake. They're not aware of it anymore because it's become the norm for them. It is all signs and symptoms. Oh, stuttering and stammering when in front of people and your stress level goes high, you just find yourself, it comes down to, and then people fill it up with other words, right? Empty words. Oh, trembling of hands and knees. The beautiful thing is when you're on stage and you shake it like I'm shaking, nobody sees it. Because they cannot see what's going on inside. You just be smiling away. But we have to catch ourselves. And then recently I've been doing 31 days of framework breathing, going through the different vertebrae that we have, 33 vertebrae in our backs, right? Most people complain of neck aches, neck pains, back pains, muscle spasms. Hello, little lady. It's okay. As a matter of fact, if you want the work that I do, these kids are the master breathwork instructors because children breathe properly than all of us. Infants, if you watch them, they do the right way till we grow up and be like, oh, I don't have time for that. Who has time to sit down and just say, I'm going to learn how to breathe or breathe properly, right? But kids, I love them. They teach me. I look at them all the time. So neck aches could be because of it's a common sign of stress and anxiety coming on. So when you catch yourself, instead of going into your purse and grabbing the aids, today we're going to learn something that you can add to it because if you already have the pain, it means it's like to the other side. But moving forward from today, my goal is that by the time you leave here, you will have something else in your purse to use instead of the pills, okay? Instead of the pills. Others feel lightheadedness, faintness, and dizziness. So it's a whole lot. Like I said, if you go to stress.com, stress.org, colds, sweaty hands and feet, they are all signs of dry mouth, problems swallowing. We never think, if you see any of those symptoms, do you ever think it's because of stress? Have you ever thought of like, oh, I'm stressed? No. You will start thinking about something really big. Oh my God, coronavirus, I have a cold. All right, so I want to also give us this view of what happens when we are having stress, like not the acute stress or the daily stress, but when it becomes episodic or when it becomes chronic. Our eyes instantly dilate because there are ways by which you can have stimuli. It could be through your eyes or your ears, whatever it is, okay? So when your eyes receive, for instance, we all sitting here happy. If the child who walked in here happened to be a lion, woo! Someone would think that is a dog. They're gone. We're going through, I don't know, I can't imagine where I would have gone, but I'll be pretending I'll be breathing. All right, so I'm saying that whatever your eyes, the stimuli that you receive, the message goes into your amygdala, your brain, because your eyes is connected. It goes into your brain. And then your brain goes like, oh my God, we need more light to make sure we see what we see properly. So your pupils will dilate. And then the next thing will be dryness of your mouth. Dryness. Most people don't even think about it, how dry their mouth gets throughout the day. That is why I also invite people to stay hydrated. Stay hydrated often. Don't grab the whole bottle of water and start drinking. You're welcome, thank you. Don't start the whole bottle and start drinking. Take sips. Make it an attempt to drink, just sip. Thank you for doing that. You're so kind. I like it, but people just do what I said. Yes. And then, once your mouth starts getting dry, your heart rates go faster and higher. Your bronchi dilate, of course, and then now you start feeling queasiness in your belly. You don't feel right. You start feeling nauseous. You feel like you're going to throw up, but there's nothing coming. It's just your sympathetic nervous system telling you, I want to protect you. Let's take all the blood out of this part and let's go into the hands and the feet and let's see if we're gonna run away from this lion or whatever it is, okay? And of course, there will be, you have glucose convention and then, right here. So when the stimuli you saw goes from your eyes into your amygdala, it sends a message through your thalamus and it goes to your kidneys, and your kidney has the adrenal gland sitting on it, okay? So it signals that, hey, there is a problem. We need to shoot adrenaline and cortisol very fast through the bloodstream and let it pump. And that is what makes the heart rate pump faster, okay? So these are all symptoms, and of course, whilst it is happening, it happens so fast, okay? And if this is going on, like I said, for 24 hours, you don't stop it. If your heart is overworking, there'll be high blood pressure. There'll be heart diseases. Heart strokes, things happen. I have personally had this before, but I didn't know. I have read this before. I have my master's in biotech. I did science in school. I read all this, but I didn't know that I applied to me. I thought it was just the model or the dummy we were talking about. I nearly brought one today. But then when it was happening to me, I didn't know that this was actually what was going on. So I was in this work environment, right? And when I leave home, as you can see, I'm a very bubbly person and happy, right? But as soon as I drive and park my car in my employer's driveway, my chest just gets tight. Like, feels like someone is sitting on me, like the COPD that I see on TV with the elephant sitting on the person. I feel so tight. And then I feel queasy in my belly and my knees start to shake, even though I'm sitting in the car, in front of the car, and I'm like, what is happening? I have work to do, so why am I feeling this way? And I never really thought what was going on. So one time I was sitting at work, and then I started smelling something funny. So I asked my colleagues, do you smell what I'm smelling? It was like mint. They said, no, it's a lab. I work in a lab. I train engineer. So I said, can you smell what is happening? They said, no, there's nothing. The next thing I knew, I was in the ER. The last question I remember asking people was, do you smell something? The next thing I knew, I was in the ER. Why? Because my chest started tightening up and I couldn't breathe anymore. So I must have fallen and passed out or something. I went in there, they triaged it, or they did all the testing. There was nothing wrong with me. EKG said, I'm so good, I'm so clear. There's nothing, just go home, you're fine. It kept happening. Anytime I drive over, the same thing. And I realized that if I left the building and went to another building to just park my car and breathe, I felt so good. The chest went away. So I started doing more research. That's why I wrote this book. So I started asking people, have you ever felt something like this before? They said, oh yeah, it's normal. I take medication and I'm all good. I said, I don't want to be a statistics. I don't want to be part of people popping medication every step of the way just to go through 8-hour day work shift. Why? I have to do something else. And what even woke me up was that the lady whose position I'm working in right now had a minor stroke because of the stress that she was facing. Until today, I've been there for 5 years and I'm still thriving. I'm not just surviving. I overcame it and turned it around. Because are you going to be running away from every job because your chest is tightening? Are you going to not drive anymore because people are on the roads? Or because your kids are causing you to stress out, you don't want to be their parents anymore? We'll have to find a better way to deal with this, correct? And I was listening to a podcast and it was saying that each moment that we feel like we are stressed is a moment of teaching us that we should be patient. A moment when you realize that you're getting angry, practice your breath work. A moment when you feel like you want to be angry, punch someone, or just use some flowery words, catch yourself and breathe. Breath work is the answer. And breath work is what has saved me, that I'm standing here and I said, I will not keep this to myself. I will let everyone know. And I know it's common, like breathe, yeah, who cares? But if we are all doing it properly, I'm sure our doctors will be happy to see us just once a year for annual visits and not emergencies that they cannot help us with because it's running all over your body. And we'll have less heart attacks. So what can we do, patients, to move from this side to this side? So one thing I want you to know that this is not bad and this is not bad. It was all created to work together, okay? We just have to be in equilibrium. I'm not saying shut this down, because if you shut this down, you really have to save that child. You will not have anything to bounce you to be able to do that, all right? But we have to go back and repair. We have over 50 trillion cells in us as you're sitting here. Your cells are dividing right now. We are not even aware of because we don't think about that. We need them to repair. The parasympathetic nervous system helps us to do that. So what you can do is to start with a smile. Everybody smile. When you smile, you turn the switch off, inhibit flow of saliva. Smile activates the salivary gland. Do you feel like you're salivating right now? It just happens naturally. So anytime you feel like you want to get mad, smile. You're not smiling because the issue is not true. You're smiling because you want to shut this part down for this moment. So smiling, and I get compliment on my smile so much. So keep the smile up, okay? Smile to yourself. I want you to know that it's an inward work that you are doing. For instance, when my kids are trying to turn my switch on and I start smiling, they start smiling and I'm like, you think it's funny? It's because I'm trying to stay cool because I know when I regret what's going to happen right now. So the first thing is to start smiling. The next thing will be to inhale. Inhale deeply through your nostrils. Everybody do that for me slowly, okay? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. But one thing that I have observed as you did this right now was that we were using other muscles of the body that were not made to help us to breathe. So when you breathe, you want to fill up your belly first. Especially if you sit in, it's the best. But nobody's going to see your belly is bigger than mine. Don't worry about it. So when you inhale, you want the air, feel like you have a balloon and you're blowing into it. So as you inhale, your shoulders should not be doing this first. You are using your shoulder muscles were not made to lift up your rib cage for you. It's heavy. And then our goal first of all is to relax the tense muscles. So why are we using it to lift it up, okay? So whilst we're sitting and we are relaxed, drop your shoulder. Actually, instead of sitting straight, you want to drop it down a little bit, right? And then smile because you are happy to even have breath. Some people do not have it right now. I have friends who are using oxygen tanks. Others are in the hospital. They cannot just do it by themselves. Oh, and I remember 2019. Wow, the year went by fast. 2019, May 23rd, my daughter nearly drowned. And she was there for 7 minutes. And I hear 7 minutes the cutoff point, right? I wasn't there because I was with my husband in the hospital for his hip surgery. So it was my neighbors who were watching her. She nearly drowned. She was down there and a little boy told his mommy, "Mommy, Grace is sleeping under the pool." So the mom jumped in and brought Grace up, right? So when Grace was brought up, angels were all around. They helped her, they did whatever they did, but sometimes I'm thankful that I wasn't there because I didn't see the horror, but the stories they tell me, they were like, she was out. They were scared they were gonna lose her before I even come over. So long story short, we took her to the hospital and I saw how much work our health workers do. Giving her oxygen, like putting things around her to keep her warm. So if you are able to breathe right now, you should be thankful. Because you don't know what you have till you are in an emergency and there is nothing you can do about it. Nothing. It was my first time sitting in an ambulance watching someone else slip in and out of life. When you are in there, of course, you pray for just yourself. But right now, I'm witnessing a little girl slipping in and out, and then the EMT said, keep talking to her. Tell her to come back. Tell her to come back. Tell her to come back. So I just want to say breath work is very important. It was the first thing we had when we arrived here on this side of existence. We have to use it optimally, use it, make sure you get the best out of it. Why invest in something and not use it, right? You use your cars every day. Yeah, it's free too. Yeah, and it's free. It is free. So use it to the best of your abilities and do it right. So when you inhale deeply, you allow your belly to pop out. Because when you feel something, you know that you are really doing the right thing. Okay, so right now let us all inhale again through our nose, but this time tell shoulders to stay calm. Inhale with me. Then number 2, the chest will rise. All right, hold it for a few. Okay. And now exhale through pursed lips. Good job. So when you inhale, most of us are in a rush to exhale quickly. If you have the alveoli in the diaphragm has been shown to be about, for the average person, is 400 million alveoli, air sacs in us. So it's like when it's spread on a tennis court, it fills up the whole tennis court, right? So imagine you threw a ball. You go to Deep Park right here, you threw a ball, and it was your oxygen going. It will take time to get to the other side, correct? So when you inhale, give yourself that few minutes or seconds. It will not be minutes, right? It will be seconds for the air to go down to the very bottom part of your lungs. So that is where the diaphragm is, and then the oxygen goes in, and then the carbon dioxide comes back out. So whilst you're visualizing that process, you will allow yourself to actually wait a bit, and then now you can exhale fully, knowing that you are exhaling the CO2 that your body doesn't need anymore. Most people also think CO2 is so bad, but everything is a balance. If there was no darkness, there will be no day. If there is no CO2, what is the oxygen doing? Everyone needs to pull the other, all right? So be in balance. So you are doing a great job today. So take care of yourselves, and then of course your heart rate will come low. I have worked with people with chronic high blood pressure. They were on medication, they couldn't just get off of it. I have done just one session with them, and they said, "Patient, I have stopped taking my medication because of what you taught me. My breath work is helping me." I said, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yes." I went to my doctor and told her, and she checked me, and it was true. I said, "Okay, thank God." As long as you are in sync with your doctor. So there are lots of things that we can do right here, right now for ourselves to aid a lot of things. So, as I said, I teach people, I do two basic things. Happy on demand. Who wants to be happy for no reason? Show by hands. Woo! I like that. Happiness. And it's contagious too. I wish that was the news, that right now there is so much happiness going around. Everybody's just getting infected with happiness. That would be a good news to have, right? I teach people how to be happy on demand, and then how to incorporate that inner smile techniques. Everything, we want to be good people, we want to serve our children, serve our neighbors, serve our community, but we have to start with ourselves first. And we have to start with a cup that is overflowing. You cannot serve someone from an empty cup. So you fill your cup, you fill every part of you when you are good, and then it's flowing over. That is when the contagiousness happens. We are all latent carriers of something that nobody knows about because it's not infecting anyone. But it's when it overflows that it becomes contagious. So let us get into that space where we are very contagious with happiness. Oh my goodness. So if you are ready with me, let me see. Oh, I'm good on time. All right. So I'm going to go. This is what I do. So as I said, I just went through a 31 days framework breathing. So that is why I gave you, if you have it, I gave people this journal, and it's been helping lots and lots of people. Oh my goodness. So what this journal is, it's free. You get it for free. Just for us to be aware. How many of you have computers and cell phones? Show my hands. Okay, good. So do you know you're almost like this every day? You're almost like this, or if you're sitting by your desk, I do not know. For me, because I teach engineers, we always teach them how to be mindful of the way they sit, because we need you to be productive. That is our goal, but we want to take care of you too. So when they sit at their desk, make sure that they sit at 90 degrees to their hip and 90 degrees to the floor. So, and they don't stretch out their hands so far away from all the things they need. Everything you need should be very close to you. So posture is very, very important when I'm training those engineers. So I also go on with framework. Framework, most of us have a lot of things to complain about. I said just turn around. If you have a mirror at home, just look behind you. You have 33 reasons to be thankful. 33 reasons to be thankful. You have 7 vertebrae, cervical vertebrae. You have 12 thoracic vertebrae. You have 5 lumbar vertebrae. You have 5 sacral vertebrae. And then you have 4 coccyx, okay, to help you. By the time you think about each of these, you will now remember that, oh, I can see at least, I can hear, I have a roof over my head, I have shoes on my foot, I have, then all the other blessings come to you. When you get to that place of thankfulness, always be thankful. Like me right now, I'm thankful for all of you sitting right here, that I can share that. My heart is beating like boom, 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 boom. So much gratitude right now. So when your neck hurts, I think it's a time to tell you that, hey, take a break from that email, just sit straight, inhale through your nose. What we're doing is repairing the cells. Repairing. You are doing it right there. You don't need surgery. As you remember that, my neck hurts. I have 7 of them. I need to take care of them so they can take care of me because I need them. You need them more than they need you. Is it true? Right. Yes. So we inhale doing all of that, and then we go through the other lumbar and vertebrae. And then number 2, if you want to repair something, right, you will need to feed it. What are some of the foods? Because I focus on breath work, I make sure that I remind people that they take care of their lungs, because without their lungs, I will have no work to do or something to talk about. So I invite people to take care of their lungs. And nourish it and feed it the foods that will help it to work properly. If that lung shuts down, I don't know what else will be working. I know, right? Because it needs to send the oxygen to help every part of our body, okay? So there are foods that are targeted towards the lungs, such as, what are some of the foods that you think helps with lung health? Okay, all right. Then this paper might help you, okay? So there is, let me check my book. Okay, where are you? Foods that promote lung health. I guess I did not make it, but this is an example. This is an example of food that promotes lung. You see how it looks like the lungs? So if you have orange, eat it, okay? Eat it. If you have an apple a day, keep the lung doctor away from you. So eat apples, eat it, give it to your neighbor, give it to your friends, your children, lunchtime, give it to them. If you have garlic, incorporate it into your food. If you have turmeric, put it in your food. If you have pomegranate, the juice has been known to shrink the tumors in the lungs. So eat it, drink it, do whatever you want to do with it. Put it in something, especially the women, put it in something for the men to eat. Because they will not go to the store and buy it themselves. All right, so you want to journal that because what you don't track, you will not know if you were really doing it. At least if I knew that yesterday I ate an apple, I'll go like, oh, I did something good for my lungs today, and I'm so thankful for doing it. The third one that I talk about is staying hydrated. How many of you wait till you're thirsty before you drink water? Show by hand. Show by hand. Okay. So, we want to get away from doing that. We want to be intentional about it. Staying hydrated should be something that you, thank you. I like that. I like it. Stay hydrated. There is a water tracker in here that you can just give yourself a goal. I want to drink just a glass of, that is minimum. I want to just drink a glass of water today. Set that goal in the morning when you wake up. And then if you do it, circle it and clap for yourself. You're doing it for you, okay? But the minimum is in the morning, as soon as you wake up, pat yourself on the back. As soon as you wake up in the morning, drink at least 1.6 liters of water. Drink it. When you drink it, one thing that I like, it lubricates the joints. I'm like, wow, I don't need, yes, you nodded, that. Do you do it?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Can you share?
Yeah, I drink I drink water as soon as I get up in the morning, and then throughout. That's why I have my water bottle with me,
Yes.
just constantly. And you really feel a difference when the water gets in there. It is. It's almost like everything just kind of.
Yeah, I like how you shake it. Yeah, it's very, and I like when someone is in the audience who is doing it, so you know that someone like you, like me, is doing it. So let me also go do it. Whatever he's talking, I can shake too. So it's important. It will be tough. I have it actually by my bedside too, because there are statistics showing that most strokes and whatever it is that happens to the heart happens while we're sleeping. So as soon as I wake up and go do the pee time, I come back, take a sip, and go back to bed. It's all being aware of this is the one thing that we have. We have to take care of it so we can serve our neighbors and whoever needs us in the office or in the house or in the grocery store. If we're not all right, we cannot serve them, okay? So take that water tracker and do something about it. The next page talks about exhalation tracker. Exhalation. Most of us are good with inhaling. We like, and then we keep the rest in us. Oh, when I watch, have you watched that show called Hoarder or something? People hoard a lot of things. And I thought, oh, hoarding is for someone else. Till I realized I put a timer. I checked myself, I'm like, wow, my inhalation is not that good. My exhalation. But exhalation is where the secret is. Doing breath work is not all about taking them. Because people hyperventilate. They're inhaling more than they can let the air out. The secret is letting the air out. So just get a clock, watch clock. Or we all have cell phones nowadays, thank God. So set a timer on your phone and check how much you are exhaling. Exhale fully. Let it all out. Then you can receive. It's just that general rule of to receive. How is
To
it?
give and to receive.
To give is better than to receive, right? So before you want more oxygen, just give what you have. Give it and then know that the plants around you will be happy that you just gave them their CO2 so they can also cook their food and make some delicious photosynthesis, okay? I wonder how much that food tastes like. Anyway, how many of us, the job that you do or what you do, even if it's a hobby, causes you to sit more than you stand? Show by hands. Okay. All right, good. So this is a stretching tracker that I put here. Whatever you are doing, for you to be very efficient at it, research has shown that you can only concentrate for at least 90 minutes. After 90 minutes, take a break. Discipline yourself. All of this has to be journal. That is why I put it all together here for you. But as you're doing it over and over, it will not become part of you, so you will do it without it. So if you are reading or doing a research, after 90 minutes, tell yourself, I'm rewarding myself. Tell yourself, I need a reward. Say, I need a reward.
I need a reward.
Yes, and your reward is breath work, okay? You take a break and then get your mind back. Breath work will send oxygen. I like the way this master designer did this straight to my brain. Like, wow, I just sent oxygen to my prefrontal cortex, right? And then you need that glucose, because glucose is the energy that the brain feeds on. You sit there over 8 hours trying to work. Your attention span is over. You just pretended. You are not retaining anything. So take that break after every 90 minutes. Whatever it is that you're doing, take a break. So in the workbook that we give to the engineers, they go like, wow, take a break after every 20 minutes? I'm like, yeah, it's for your own good, but the thing is too much. But you need, because our goal is for you to do the work efficiently. We don't want you making a mistake, because we work with forensic scientists and food industry and all that, so we want everything that we're doing to be perfect. You don't want to make a mistake, otherwise it will roll back and come hit me. So I said every 20 minutes take a break, and they're like, what am I going to do in the break? I said, well, you can do something else apart from what you were doing. So for us as humans, you can take breaks that will fulfill you probably intellectually or spiritually or emotionally. If you've not called your better half for like an hour, just text them or call them, say something nice to somebody, or take a walk. Get away from whatever you were doing for that 90 minutes. Go do something else. Go smile at someone. And then someone also said, you can, if you have a friend who smokes, become their friend, not because you want to smoke, but they have the habit of taking breaks. No matter what they're doing, they will stop and go out. Even if someone was dying, they will stop and go take their break. So how about we learn from them, but don't do what they do, but just get the habit of taking a break from whatever you're doing. Step out and go take your breathing break. Step out and look at something further away so your eyes can relax from the screen, okay? And breath work is the best way to do that, all right? So you can stretch. You've been sitting all day on a chair at work like this, behind that computer. So right now, your spine is stuck down like that. You're stuck in it. It is so stuck. You're sitting on it all day. We were made to move. Everybody say movement.
Movement.
We're not made, if we're made to be statues, I don't know how long I'll sit, but I'll move. So as you're sitting by your desk, take a break, get off that chair. You were not paid, I know you are being paid by the hour, but after 1 hour, get up. Get up from the chair, do something, stretch your neck. As you inhale, you are sending that oxygen to go into the cells to repair. Tell yourself, I'm repairing myself. I need the body to work efficiently for the next 7 hours. Repair it. And breath work is that engine that carries the oxygen to the cells to do the repair. You repair what you have, right? A stitch in time saves 9, right? So you want to stitch it right now? Take care of you. Breathe. Breathe as you are sitting. You can do it. And rock your spine. Somebody please rock your spine right now for me. Rock it. What you're doing right now, you are moving the cerebrospinal fluid from the lower part of yourself to the upper part of your brain. While you are circling this, your brain, your cranium is also circling. It's a fluid, okay? You know what epidural is, right?
Yeah.
They give injections. They put it in your spinal fluid because they know it can move. It goes everywhere they want it to go. So as you sit on your chair at work, just start rocking. Someone asks you, tell them I'm moving my fluid. I'm moving my body. I need to move. You just do that and relax go to work too. Whilst you're sitting on a chair like that, you can put it behind you on your lower back and stretch over it, or particularly on your back and stretch over it. It's very, very good. I love it. I carry it with me. My children wonder why I carry their ball. I'm like, oh, you don't know what to do with it. I need it more. So the next page, I have what I call motivational songs. How many of you know that we're always telling stories? We are always telling stories to ourselves. We are always telling ourselves why we can't do this, why this is not good, or why should we? We are always replaying stories in our head, or because we did this before, it didn't work, so why do it again? The world is already judging you. So why be the one who also judges yourself and puts yourself down? Why don't be your own cheerleader? Be your own hype man. People pay other people just because you are the best. Oh my God, you are amazing. But I do that for myself. That's how I look great. You're great. Your smile is the best. You know? So you have to speak life to your own self first. And the words that you speak behind this book, I said inside of your mind and your body, you are the queen, you are the king, you are the master of your own neurology. There are lots of neurons in you, and you hold the keys to the message that you send them, and they run faster than light. They will just speed up and send the message you send them to every part of your being. And as I said, as we sit in here, you are multiplying cells. So what message are you multiplying to yourself right now? So what you say to yourself is very important. It also says you are the ultimate ruler of your kingdom. Your whole being, from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet, you are a ruler. You are in charge of it. Why allow someone's words to bring you down when you have the keys? Don't give it to me. Don't give it to me. Tell yourself something nice. Even right now, speak to yourself. Say something inside your head, something nice that you wish I had said to you. I'm saying it to myself. All right, so you need to be conscious of the words that you speak to yourself. Hype yourself up. Because once you do that, it is going to every part of your being. Tell yourself how beautiful you are, how amazing you are. You are the best dad ever. You are the best person that was made for this moment in time. And yes, you are. Once you say those things to yourself, you start to walk differently. Because you've hyped yourself, you've pumped yourself up. You are not afraid of what anybody else is saying. Like little children, they believe themselves so much. They think they are invincible. And yes, because they said that to themselves, they walk like it and they show it. So do the same. Stop bending over, acting like something lost on the ground. Lift your head up, chest up. Your physiology determines what is going on in your head too. And you can change it all just by changing it, okay? You have the power. I know. Also, I have this last page that says, you are pledging to yourself that in the morning you will breathe, at noontime you will stretch, in the evening you will do framework breathing, and then the last one says, I will pause, breathe before I act, okay? We will do all that. All right, so back to what I teach people. Everything that we do affects our internal organs. Every little thing that we do affects our internal organs. Sometimes we think that, oh, it is not. I finally found what I was looking for. The types of foods that you will need to heal your heart. So you can take a look at it when you are leaving. So in case you are going to Stop and Shop or Price Chopper, you can find the food. Or BJ, you can grab some food and say, the girl said I should get something that will be good for my lungs, so I got it. Okay. So anything that we do, or feelings, emotions. How many of us have feelings? Yes, feelings. I think we were born with them, and then we amplify them. So in this book on page 63, I have the feeling wheel, so that you are aware of yourself. What feelings am I having right now? You want to always be checking in with yourself. I know as parents, you always check, hi baby, you okay? Do you need water? Do you need food? Did you check in with yourself this morning? Did you ask yourself, Patience, how are you? How are you feeling? How can I serve you better? What do you really need this morning from me? We need to stop and check in with ourselves as much as we do for everyone. When someone else, oh, he didn't even ask me, how are you? How about you? Did you ask yourself, how are you today? When you save a file, you save it into something. It doesn't save on the whole computer. So it goes through our eyes, it goes into our amygdala, everywhere it goes, but it doesn't stay up here. The emotions that you're feeling don't stay in your head. They would have to be stored in a file. So these are the files that it stays in. But you know, sometimes we also have to delete things from our files because we don't need them anymore. You have to empty things out and put new things in it. Even the house, spring cleaning is coming up soon. We can do spring cleaning for ourselves every day. Check in with yourself, check your feelings. If it is not serving you right now, switch it out. Breathwork will help you to get that way, to get in harmony and in balance, okay? So, there is hastiness in life. We are always in a rush. We want to get to the next place. We want to always receive this, do that, do that. When you are in a state of hastiness, anytime you catch yourself being in haste, you are affecting your heart. You are affecting the heart. That emotion is stored away in the heart. But then, the good news about energy, which is emotion, the E in motion is energy in motion. So when you realize that your energy is being moved towards being hasty and being in a rush, catch yourself and say, this is energy that I'm expending. It's not serving me right now. You know, I'm using the word right now intentionally because sometimes you do need it. Sometimes you do need it, but you don't want to stay there all the time. So if you catch yourself and say energy, when we sleep well and we eat well and we wake up, we have like 100% of energy, okay? So it's like your IRS will come ask you, what did you use it for? IRS is coming around next time, they just mail it to my house. Did you receive yours? So, you want to ask yourself, this 100% that I have right now, what am I doing with it? Am I going to use it and waste it on something that will not serve me in the next minute or in the next 10 minutes? I'm expending that energy. Could I be using it for something else? Or do I want to have more energy and save it for something better throughout the day? Because sometimes by the time you get to work, you have wasted about 40% of your energy on the traffic alone or from the kids not getting out the door. Speaking from experience. All right, so that is what happens to the heart. And when the heart is overdoing, you're having too much emotion, it will start having physical effects on you, such as heart palpitation, increased heart palpitation. And then there'll be high blood pressure because now it's pushing too much blood. The heart rate is going too fast. And it's going on and going on. So that emotion of impatience and hastiness goes to the heart, and then physically will have physical symptoms, chest tightness, chest pains, and all that. And then there is a breath work that you can do to reverse it. This has all been done scientifically. I have a science background, so I try to research everything and go like, okay, what was the frequency? And who did that? So there is a vibration, a level of sound that fixes the heart. It sounds like H-A-W. And if everybody say. So when you do it non-vocally, the sound will vibrate on the inside and it will reverse it. So anytime you feel impatient or you are feeling like rushing, you want something to be done ASAP, remind yourself it's a moment for you to practice this breath work, okay? Practice that. When I finish, I'll sit down and we'll practice at least one of them before we leave, okay? It does that for you. When you are having an emotion of anger, who has ever felt anger before? At that moment, it is the liver that you are overworking. You are overworking your liver. The gallbladder is connected to the liver. Once you send that message that right now I'm very angry, the liver goes like, okay, what do you want me to do? You want me to start producing things into the stomach? Oh, I can do that. It tells the gallbladder, produce acids into the stomach. We need to digest something. And then the stomach is like, I'm not ready. There's no food in here. What do you want me to do? So it starts affecting all that. So you will have diseases that are related to the liver, right? And then there is a sound that you can do. What? I love the sound because it says, shh. Everybody's doing that is the sound of the vibration. When you're doing the breath work itself, you don't do it louder, you do it inwardly, okay? So that sound, shh, you are telling yourself, don't be angry. Don't be angry. I do it in my office all the time. I do it non-vocally so nobody hears it. So I get myself back to balance and smile. Okay, so when you do that sound shape, you are reversing it from anger into kindness and generosity. It is not a one-time pill, it's a discipline that you have to go through over and over till it becomes part and parcel of you. As I mentioned about the stomach, when you worry, stomach is connected to emotions. It has emotions of fairness, openness, and trust. When people have anxiety, their stomach starts to turn. You feel like something is not right in there. It is not just your mind that is done, but you are really having issues. You are affecting your stomach muscles, and you'll be having digestive issues. Like I said, this liver will tell the gallbladder to produce acids into the belly. So of course there is nothing in there right now, but it is producing digestive juice in there. There's nothing to digest. I'll start eating away your belly. And then you'll be having ulcers, and you'll be wondering, I have to go take medication. Why take medication when you could have prevented it? So all we're talking about is prevention. Let's do this before it gets out of hand. Let's prevent. And it's all in the power of breath. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So then, how many of you have ever been afraid? Fear. 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 Fear comes by hearing. Things that you hear. You've heard of something. You've heard a sound. Whoa! My heart. What happened here? Fear. Fear comes here. From everybody touch your ears. Your ears, by studies, are connected to our liver. I'm not saying by a cord or something, but emotionally, things that you hear that spark fear in you go into the kidney, okay? Kidney. So you can do the sound. It's like you're blowing out a candle. You want to blow away fear, okay? Blow it out. So it's CHO. I will sit and then show you, I'll share the heart, because each one of them, it's a whole session that I do, especially when I do retreats. It's a whole session, so the person gets the whole, they're not just saying it, but you do it, so you become aware, and then you know what to do. And these things are so subtle, you do it and nobody will even know, you just calm yourself down. Yes. So you do that for the kidney. And the lungs, how many of you have had any reason to be sad? To be sad, or you are grieving, you have ever grieved for someone? Yes. So that goes into the lungs, and the lungs. Have you watched children? I have to try. I like to use them as my experiment to see what is really happening in my adult life. So when they're crying, they cannot breathe anymore because you are just crying. You cry till someone says my lung hurts now. I cannot even stop. I cry so much I can't cry anymore. You have exhausted it. It's the lungs. The lungs feels the burden of grieving and sadness. So if you have a friend that is grieving, please don't go be their cheerleader. Just sit there and listen to them, okay? Let them talk and talk and talk. And then when they're done, you can invite them to breathe with you, okay? And the sound for that is just the S, continuous S, okay? Alright? So that happens it brings back courage. It brings back their courage, because right now they are like, they don't have any strength anymore. They do not have any strength anymore. So those are some of the things that I share. So I want to share one of the heart with you today, and then I will share the. It happened fast. Okay. So please put your papers down if you don't mind, and let's rise. Let us rise. Thank you. Thank you. I want you to leave here very happy, so I'm going to do the happy on demand thing. Happy on demand. So, if you don't mind, please close your eyes. Close your eyes right now. And I want you to flip your mind to a time when you were very, very, very happy. A time when you were looking for something. Probably was a job that you were looking for, and you got that job. You got that email that said, yes, congratulations, you have been approved. Congratulations, you got that house. Congratulations. Something amazing. Just be in that moment right now, and I want you to put your hand in front of you like you are looking at that picture in your hands, like on your cell phone. So put your hand out, make the size of a cell phone with your eyes closed, And imagine it, look at that picture. I want you to have that frame of that time when you were so happy right in front of you. Now that you have it in front of you, I want you to maximize it. Make it big like an iMovie. Lift it up, make it bigger. The bigger you make it, it becomes so real. Keep your eyes closed and keep that image right in front of you. Make it so big. Remember how you were feeling at that moment, stand as you were standing. Breathe as you were breathing in that confidence and congratulations. Smile as you were smiling at that time. Be in that moment. And then I want you to lift it over your head and wrap it all around you because I want you to be in that moment right now. Let it be like a security blanket. And enjoy that moment again. That moment of victory. That moment of joy. That moment of confidence. You were so invincible. You won that award. You were the best thing ever. These are messages you are sending to your neurons right now. That these are the pictures that I want you to multiply to every part of my being. Because I can be in that moment every time. And once I set my mind to it, I can do it over and over and over again. Enjoy that moment. I see the smiles. I see the smiles. You are in that happy place, that sweet place, that sweet place. All right. Now lift up the blanket off of your shoulder. Bring it back in front of you. Look at it. And now I want you to slam it into any part of your body where you want it to be kept. Usually people put it in their heart. Yes. And inhale. And exhale. Good job. Now you can open your eyes. How did that feel? Good. Have a seat. Thank you so much. So this is something that we always have to do. You have the ability to call your happiness instantly. No matter where you are, no matter what storms are going around you, your mind plays like a movie, like Iron Man. You see how he scrolls the pictures? We do the same thing. When I go to classrooms to teach kids and I teach them this, they just do it so fast and because their power of imagination is so wide and so great. When we grow, we start using our power of imagination. Today I'm inviting you to use it again. You have it. Be happy. Okay? You have the power to be happy. Alright? So thank you all for coming. I really, really appreciate you. Can you tell me one thing? What was the takeaway from what is one thing that I said that resonated with you?
Breathe.
Breathe. Thank you.
Great.
Exhale. Yes. Smile. Yes. Yeah.
Inner happiness.
Inner happiness. It starts with you.
Take a moment for yourself.
Take a moment for yourself. Yes. So if you don't mind, flip the paper behind you. The paper. I'll take it and email you this paper, the survey. If you circled it, please run behind your feedback, and then we'll be on our merry way. Yes. After you circle it, if you put your email in the back, so I can send you the results. Oh, you didn't have one? Thank you. Should I give you one? Do you have one of this one? Okay. Do you need a paper?
Oh, wait.
Thank you all so much.
My friend is not writing. So she wants to name the one.
Email so that you can
Because I did, we did it up there too. That's it. Nice to see you.
Likewise.
So maybe I'll see you at the next one.
Yes.
I'm gonna wait till you keep this one. I wanna have her on my show. I haven't TV talk show.
Oh, yes, with the
Yeah,
senior
we've seen,
citizens.
yeah, I just wondering if you're gonna tailor it for them and tell them that they too can benefit.
Yes, oh, she's so dynamic, yeah, that would be wonderful.
What's his name?
Probably
Oh, I can't say it.
not. So
He was so, oh, he's so good. Is he always good like this?
You just make happy sounds all the
He
time.
cries sometimes too.
I don't believe it. You just make happy sounds.
My children never cry. I want that book.
Yeah, I know.
Ghana? Is she from Ghana?
Yeah,
Are you from Ghana?
yes. That's my cousin. She's my cousin.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have a television talk show. So I'm gonna have her on my show
That's
talking to our seniors,
That's
telling
good.
them they can do it too.
Yeah.
Because I'm a senior too.
Yeah.
You're a junior, I'm a senior.
That's right.
Do you live around here?
I live in Western, but she lives in Shrewsbury.
I do too. I live right across the street.
Oh, okay. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Oh, he's looking at me like, who is this tall girl?
How was it? Yes. Do you want everyone come and let's take a picture, please? I wanted to take a picture with everyone, but I forgot. But I tried to see some time for myself also. Oh, thank you.
Just checking.
I know, it's always good that.
Wait a minute.
I shared the link now. It's the, life picture. I want a big picture with everyone, thank you. Picture, yeah, come. Oh, who is taking? Okay. I want to take that everyone, but everyone just left. And I'm not good enough, so yeah, you be right up. It's Michelle and that.
There, that's
Okay, good. Be happy.
Happy. Thank you.
I will see you on Wednesday, Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
Well, yeah, we'll get done later.
When are you
Good luck.
about?
We're leaving early in the morning on Wednesday.
Okay. Hopefully, pray, no snow.
We're not going to the gym. We're not.
Yes, yes, my son. Irene,
Yeah.
so I will be there, Nick. I said, God bless you. Thank you for coming.
I will
Give me a
see.
big favor, it is possible.
Yeah. We actually don't get in there till about, well, we land at 1:30 and get there about 2. So I think it only goes till 4.
Wait, when did it start?
I think it was 1. I think at 1, yeah. So I'll see what time I get there. That's what I did last time. I just
I
kinda
mean,
went to it.
it's a way that goes to get to know people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I know, I feel bad, I cried there.
Is Brian coming down or?
I know, because, he has cars and Chinese school.
Yeah, everything.
Trying to make sure that's wrong.
There you go.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm April. Yes, I do. I live down the street.
I live across the street.
No.
Oh,
Really?
Alden?
Oh, yes. Main Street. Next to the park. You're very close to the park. Yeah. Before you hit the park, right?
Do you walk there too? I walk
All the
there.
time.
I probably see you.
Probably next time I see you, I say, oh, hey. What do you do that?
Oh, I'm retired now, but I haven't seen you.
Thank you, patience.
So the red
I'll
one
see
came
you
through?
on the move.
Let me just
And
make
I
sure.
want to have her on my show and talking about, telling seniors that they can do this too. They feel like, oh.
What's the last 4 digits of your phone number?
Just for young people, I want them to know that they too. was a fitness director in the Willows of West Point. It's a retirement.
Before I click off.
In other words, I did all the exercise classes, all the health work. I'm not a nurse, but I'm a fitness, senior fitness.
Karen, do you have a business card?
I do.
I'm so interested in that because I know a lot of seniors.
Oh,
They could be benefiting.
The show is shown in Shrewsbury on cable. It's not Oprah, it's cable TV, so I don't get paid. No one gets paid. But I've had doctors and authors and philosophers, and I've had some really big people on my show. And
I got an email that says
Yes.
super.
I can probably introduce you to someone that could be beneficial to you.
Really? Now, what is your last name?
My last name is YU.
Why you?
Should, yeah.
Yes.
I said they were paid.
You're Chinese.
Yes, I am.
Dr. Wu.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Yeah, you're welcome.
W.
Thank
We'll be
you.
in touch as
Thank
well.
you so much.
You're
Is
welcome.
he still alive?
The feedback, I loved it. Thank
They
you.
said we'll be in touch. There's a lot of things that I do too that I want to feed off of, where we can work together.
I appreciate that. Get it?
Have a great day.
He was on my show also. I wanted to talk about seniors in China. And his niece was visiting from China, and he got to miss, I had to be interpreted, everything I said.
I know, right?
So she told him what was going on in China, because he's been in this country for so many years.
Yes.
He was a biology professor at UMass Dartmouth, I think. Oh, and I introduced him to one of our Chinese residents.
So is this your cell phone, Karen?
No, it's better I get it on this number, my
This
home
is
phone.
your home phone.
Because I don't always hear myself.
And it's your email.
Yeah, it's very small. Yeah, you can email me.
Okay.
Please email me
I
first.
will email you, yes. I would love to have a quick meeting with you maybe in the library. Talk it all out.
What do you do, Mary?
My job, I'm a business manager. I work for school. I used to work for Shrewsbury Public Schools and Worcester Public Schools and Millis now in Gardner. I'm the business
You're
manager.
in Gardner?
I work in Gardner, yes.
You do? Is the mayor in Gardner?
It's Gardner Public Schools.
Because the man that I go out with is a minister. He's a chaplain in Gardner. He lives in Gardner.
Oh, wow.
He works with all the first responders. You know, if there's an accident, if there's a fire, he works with fire, police, and EMTs.
What's his name?
His name is Rev, they call him the Rev, David Cody. Big tall guy, that man that there was an accident yesterday or the day before where someone was killed in a factory. So he's the family.
A lot of consulting.
You could call, I suppose you could call it that, but it's not like, he's a chaplain, he just talks.
Ministry.
Ministry, exactly, he's a
Okay.
Lutheran minister.
Okay.
And we were going to the Lutheran church. He used to be the minister here in Shrewsbury. But it closed, our church closed. A lot of our churches. So we go to Trinity, and they have a Korean service at Trinity, I think.
Trinity's,
In Worcester, we go to the big Lutheran church now.
okay, I know there's, they're close to WPI, that
Yeah,
church.
yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, because my younger son graduated from WPI.
Ah, really?
Yeah, yes, just graduated.
You don't have a card?
I do have business
Yeah.
card.
Take your time, take your time. So, we, I live in Shrewsbury. Me too. Me too. All right, so.
Me
that's-
three.
She's three. Best way to meet,
Yes.
to reach you. We
Oh,
don't do
sure,
it
sure.
in your wallet. I want to give you the money. What did I do with that? Oh, here it is.
So it's a non-profit. I had a full-time job. I just
Okay.
hired my friend, so we
She lives in Shrewsbury. You live in Shrewsbury. How old are your children?
My son.
I can write you a check too, I think.
Okay, what do you do?
Right now, I'm based on these ones. Do you?
I do.
Okay, no problem.
I don't like doing that. You'd rather that than a check?
Yeah, I'd rather that.
Be sure, see if it's 19.
Do you have your own spa?
I don't want you to go that food.
It's okay, no, thank you. I appreciate that.
By the way,
Yeah.
just as beautiful with this hair. And that's
Okay.
real.
Thank you, yes.
I mean, just to me, that doesn't look like it. It's beautiful. But this looks like it.
Thank you.
So again,
Okay.
I'm on the flight.
Okay.
I don't take shots anymore. And I just, if we do the show, it's half an hour. I want you to tailor the scene, just a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Just all this is mine. Elderly people,
Yes.
some of them have COPD.
Yes. I've been doing it for 5 years now. 5 and 8.
Oh, mine are 53 and 56.
Oh, no, you look
I'm
like 56.
77.
No, you don't. No, you're not. You look like, oh my goodness. I don't want to make noise. I'm going to ask someone, you don't look like, oh my goodness. I'm
I'm
gonna be like,
77.
congratulations.
So how can I not be depressed about that? I should be thankful.
Thankful, yes.
That I can still do
You are
what I do.
alive, yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
Really cool. I had a dance school. I used to teach dancing also. But my dream was to go to Africa and see every tribe in Africa, which would take 3,000 years.
yes.
And learn their dancing or know what it means. You know?
And I like that you are asking me to come to some of the diabetes because,
Well, February 8th is mostly what you your subject.
Yes.
But yes, you would say what it is.
yes, yes. Because I have a talk with the women at church, women's ministry and the men's ministry. I'm talking to them about hypertension and diabetes and how it affects their libido.
Yeah, yes, yes. But my show again is called Seniors on the Move. I've done 160 of them now.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
No, I'll love to come share. Yes.
Mind?
I do
I
not
don't get
mind.
paid.
I do not
I do it as
mind.
a service.
Me too. Yes.
And I don't know if you stick together and really busy, if maybe you've got some family. That would be maybe. For your children. But just one more thing, because I do a little mindfulness meditation at the end of my, I teach an exercise class, by the way. And I work with an all volunteer. And this breath, the exhalation should be longer than
Done the inhalation.
Tell me why again, I want to.
So, tennis court,
Yeah,
the alveoli,
yeah,
it fills a whole tennis court.
yes.
We need to take time, allow the oxygen to travel to all of them. So picture the tennis court.
Oxygenate the cells.
Yes. Give it time. So once you hold the breath, it would allow the oxygen to go all the way to the very end of the lungs. Then that is where the efficient exchange happens. Because if you just breathe in shallowly, the oxygen is not going all the way.
Everything that reminds me constantly ruminating, so this, it can help me. But I know what I'm doing. Do you have any other questions?
No, I would like you to get in touch with me and let's see
I
how,
will get in touch
yeah,
with you.
how I can serve the community.
And your master's is in
My master's in biotechnology.
biotechnology. You know, Carl Moore is a man in China. All right. Did you want to ask me anything?
I just want to say you're beautiful, and I can just believe that you're going to be 70 plus. You look like 50. And for you to tell me that your child is 56, that's amazing. That is like you are the one who is 50 something. Congratulations, you look amazing.
And, all right, so talk to folks, some of them are relatives, yes? You have what, you have an auntie? Cousin.
So for black relationship, my cousin, we're from the royal family in Ghana.
You are?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so
You could mention that if you wanted on the show.
okay. Yeah, so yeah, she's my auntie that I met here. She helped me when I was pregnant with my first child. You know, we always need a mom around. I didn't have anyone. So my mom is in Ghana. My mom and my dad are in Ghana. Yeah.
How often do you see them?
not so often.
Yeah. But everyone's been great. Yes. You know her like socially?
I know her and her husband, and I went to the Chinese New Year at their house. Yes, she makes good food.
She makes good food.
She makes hot pot. We were sitting there eating. Probably Chinese.
Oh, yes, I'm gonna.
Oh, my book. I gotta get a book.
Oh yes, we need to get a book.
But